Hello friends, those of you who've been here before and those of you who are new and fellow adventurers, I'm so grateful that you are here. Today we're going to talk about how to make the most of any travel that you take on, whether you are a digital nomad, as I'm trying out this new phase of life, part-time that is, or is it really ever just a traveler? I don't think so. I think any traveling, even if it's in your own backyard, is valid and wonderful. So thank you for coming. I'm Julie Jordan Scott, and I will be your travel guide for today as we visit Morgantown, West Virginia, where I went for a pit stop recently. Not a full visit, not a long time, basically just the time that I was getting out of my car after a drive and before I got back in to go to my main destination. So let's do this. 3 ways to make sure you can make the most of your travel time, even on those pit stop days. I didn't start my nomad adventure to arrive in a town and fall asleep in my hotel room as soon as I got there. No, that's not for me. But I knew that when I arrived at whatever hotel I was arriving at and checking in, that I would want to go to sleep. At least my body would say, calm down, you're at your location now, nest, build a nest, build a nest. That's usually what I do. But I know that in this phase of life, I need to make the most of every moment that I have in the cities that I'm going to. So when I landed in Morgantown, I had a little bit of a plan, and this is what I suggest you do as well. So the first thing is, I Googled. Google is my friend. And I asked Google, what are some places to visit in Morgantown that are inexpensive and include the outdoors? Now, caveats within that, I didn't want a heavy-duty 5-mile trail to walk on, but I did want to be outside. Now, Google's really good at figuring this stuff out, so you'll see where we arrive how well the Google did. The second thing that I wanted was, or rather, the second thing I got to practice was to look at the list that Google spit out and figure out which ones align most closely to me. Then the third thing that I did was to make the top 3 choices and consider, and do drive-bys, I actually did drive-bys at these locations, to decide which one was most aligned to how I felt in that moment, which one just felt good. You know, you kind of get that intuitive feeling for it. And the third attractive thing for me was, does this place tell a story, or how does it help to tell my story? Now this is significant to me because I love storytelling. I think that storytelling is one of those ways that we get connected as humans. And so I knew that it would be best for me if I felt some kind of a soul connection, creative connection, outdoors connection. So are you ready to start our trip? If you go to the Nath sculpture garden during the day, you may be able to also visit the art museum. There's an easy, accessible parking lot adjacent to both, right as you enter the campus. Enjoy! I've been in the car most of the day traveling, and the last thing I want to do is just go into my hotel room and lie on the bed. Now I know I'm tired of driving, my body is tired, but to energize myself, I decided to explore this brand new place to me. One of the things I love about outdoor art museums is they make the whole grounds art. Now I think this is beautiful because the sculpture is right by that amazing oak tree. I'm not sure what kind of oak tree that is. I'll research it and let you know. But what a lovely campus, West Virginia University. I love it already. We are going to start in the Nath Sculpture Garden, which is a part of the West Virginia University here in Morgantown. Now, I love being outdoors, especially after being trapped in the car, but I also love art. Going to a sculpture garden is perfect if you're a part of a couple, and one part of the couple likes art, and the other part of the couple wants to be out there moving around. Maybe you both like art, maybe you both like moving around. It's basically a win-win. So let's check it out. This is some kind of a labyrinth. And I'm not sure, I haven't looked at any of the names or anything yet, so I'm sorry about that. But here's the basic outline. This is the person who inspired the sculpture garden, and I love his quote. 3 grand essentials to happiness in this life are something to do, something to love, and something to hope for. Something to do, something to love, something to hope for. That is what Joginder Nath said. The walk from one end of the sculpture garden to the other isn't very far, and each step gives you something to observe and enjoy. I really love this. Do you see there's a little rock to sit on, or a big rock? Because I want to spend some time in contemplation, meditation, and writing. So I don't have my notebook, I'm gonna write on my phone. I was so excited to get here. I was like, yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna write on my phone, and I'm going to sit and enjoy the art that I've seen so far, and the art I can see in the distance, and then also the beautiful grounds, the plantings, and the artwork of the landscape architect really adds to the sculpture. I hope you notice that as we go around. One of the things I love is that this is on a main street, which makes it sort of loud, but also that the community can just see this all the time. What a gift to the community here at Morgantown. I'm loving the bird song. As we're walking through the different sections, I invite you to take a screenshot if you care to, if you're on your phone. I guess you can even do that on your computer. The plantings are paired nicely with the different sculptures. This sculpture is surrounded by lavender, where many of the other sculptures are surrounded by daisies. It's really interesting to see all the contrasts. I had to take a minute to hug a tree. So beautiful. And I love how they pair the trees with the flowers, with the stones, with the sculpture. It all makes for absolutely beautiful compositions. This is the Spirit Bird Serpentine by Laxin Parisi. One of the things I did not look for in Morgantown was a labyrinth. This is a kind of labyrinth and beautiful, but not the kind that I like to do walking meditation in. So I'm doing a bit of a meditation here. So we're going to do a bit of a meditation. I'm going to flip the screen and I will say the quote from Joe Nath about what the 3 grand essentials are. So I'll flip the camera, take a breath. I urge you to take a breath too. And as you hear that quote again, consider your life and how you embrace those 3 essentials. And if there's an area for growth, fabulous. And if you can slow down, make the moment last for those 3 grand essentials, how might you do that in the next few days? I would love to hear about that, so let's start the meditation. Consider the 3 grand essentials of life are something to do, something to love, and something to hope for. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. And then inhale again the words as I say them. The 3 grand essentials of life. Something to do, something to love, something to hope for. This is called protecting her eggs. Isn't that amazing? There's one piece we haven't seen yet. It's right over here. I'm curious to see the view from inside. This piece is called The Bridge. It's by a Chinese artist, He Zhenhai. I'm guessing that's how you say the name. I apologize for the pronunciation. Okay, curious. Yeah, look at that. Look at that view. Very, very cool. My friend, the art professor, would say this is an example of relational aesthetics. One is that I'm right up here with it, and the 2 pieces of art together. Both here, the bridge, and then the bridge to the outside, the bridge to the floral sculpture, the bridge to the people of Morgantown and beyond. Glorious, glorious, glorious. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. A little bonus as I prepare to leave, and that is sometimes when I witness art or when I'm with art, I ask it, the piece of art. This is going to sound really out there, but I ask the piece of art, what do you have to tell me? What do you have to tell me? Not what do you have to show me, but what do you have to tell me? And as you see this piece right behind me, it looks different from this perspective. And as I sat here, I felt warmth. I also felt sweat dripping down my back because it's gotten warm as I've been out here. So, piece of art, photo at home, a video of you've just watched, this one or another one. What do you have to tell me? I'm gonna do one more shot to show below, which has the bridge and then the beautiful floral sculptures, the garden art. Can ask the same question. Piece of art. What do you have to tell me? What do you have to tell me? So I hope you felt fed by that video. I hope it gave you some ideas for how you might implement a better plan when you travel next time. And also, if you're not planning traveling, how to experience your own neck of the woods, your own hometown. Wait, before we leave, I would really appreciate it if you would take some time to subscribe, to like this video, to comment, because for one thing, it really helps me to grow this channel. I am a late in life YouTuber who is starting out fresh all over again. I really don't know what I'm doing, but I'm learning as I go, and I'm sharing as I go with you. So this channel has things like this, travel videos. I also have bookish videos. I do some coaching type things. I talk about writing and storytelling. So it isn't a niche like I'm not only doing travel videos. I'm not only talking about books and writing. I am kind of showing the complete life as someone in this stage of life. So I hope that you'll find some of it interesting, and I hope that when you find these videos that are interesting to you, that you will comment, engage, participate. I really appreciate when you do that.